Hello, GioVentures. This is Gio's dad. My name is Chris.
And I am Jenny, Gio's mom. While it is said everyone has a story, Gio is only 6 years old, but he has quite a moving and beautiful story that wasn't always as fun as you see on his channel. To give you a better understanding of GioVentures' family, let's go back in time for just a minute. So please hang in there. This story will change your life.
My wife and I met back in high school, and we've been together ever since. Immediately after high school, she went on to college and university, and I joined the Marines.
As a young married couple, we traveled and went on many adventures. But as time went on, we felt something was missing. We want to have a complete family. We need to have a baby. After hoping and trying for many years, the day finally came. I was pregnant. Like every young couple, we started buying clothes, toys, and we were so excited.
Everything seemed to be going so wonderfully. Then 4 months into the pregnancy, my wife told me her water broke. Wait, what? That doesn't happen, does it? I'm so confused. That's not how it goes. How could it be? We tried not to panic, but we did rush to the hospital. We were thinking, surely the doctors have seen this before. I'm sure they can fix it. They could just pump fluid back in, stitch up the hole, and we can go home. But no, that wasn't the case. The doctor said that more than likely our baby would not survive. We were destroyed, in complete shock. That's not how it's supposed to go. You want a baby, you get pregnant, you wait 9 months, and your baby arrives. That's how everyone's story has gone. Why is this happening?
The next morning, we saw so many specialists at the hospital. It was one after the other. The doctors told us all the bad things that could happen, but wanted us to try and keep calm. How is this supposed to happen when it feels all odds are against you?
They said there was a little bit of hope. If my wife could stay in bed at the hospital for the remaining time of her pregnancy, and she didn't develop any type of infection, then the baby may still have a small chance to survive. So we buckled up and got ready for our life of living in a hospital for at least 4 months, and we tried staying positive. We prayed so much. There were moments we had hope, and moments we felt like it was all over. Every day was different.
Thankfully, the day finally came. It felt like an eternity, but we were going to finally meet our baby boy Gio. We were in the delivery room. We made it, right? Well, not quite yet. Gio was born about a month early, but as soon as he came into the world, he stopped breathing. He started turning blue, and the nurses and doctors rushed him out of the delivery room and to the neonatal intensive care unit. He was put in an incubator with tubes all over to help him breathe, and things didn't look promising at first. But the doctors had seen this before, and they had plenty of techniques they could use to help get him to improve. Gio spent the first 4 months of his life in the neonatal intensive care unit, but he improved a little each and every day. Although some days were very delicate, we kept our hope and faith, which is all we could do. Besides, it was tough on us, but he was the one that was fighting for his life. The least we could do is show him love and support. So right before Christmas in 2012, Gio was finally coming home. We thought this was the best Christmas ever. Although he came home with machines like a pulse oximeter, a feeding pump, and an oxygen concentrator, we were grateful to have our baby home. The holidays came and went. Then we had a couple of scary moments. Gio would freeze up and stop breathing for a few seconds here and there. So we called the doctor's office and took him in right away. Why is this happening? Isn't he supposed to be improving as each day goes by? The doctors first told us this was normal. Gio's lungs were very underdeveloped, but in time, they would continue to develop and eventually he will not have these types of moments. So we went home and tried seeing this as a normal, but my God, it was nerve-wracking. It's just not normal to see your baby stop breathing. It would happen maybe once a week and it was scary. We would panic and beg him to please breathe, Gio. It would last maybe 5 seconds, then he would breathe again.
One day it happened, and as we always did, we cried and begged him to breathe, but he wouldn't. It felt like it lasted 15 seconds, so I rushed him to the hospital. At the hospital, they took him from the ER straight to the PICU, or Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. They managed to stabilize him, and he was doing great.
What happened?
A week went by without an episode, but out of nowhere, it happened again. But this time he wasn't coming back. He wouldn't start breathing. The doctors and nurses ran into the room and began CPR. He wouldn't take a breath. Our hearts sank. We could see our baby in the bed and doctors everywhere doing everything they could, but he just wouldn't breathe. So they told us the next step would be a tracheostomy. Even after the procedure, the doctors told us he could not stabilize him. Wait, what is going on? Why is this happening? Just a few weeks ago, we were taking pictures in front of our Christmas tree. Now you're telling us you can't fix him? We felt everything was gone. Then the doctor called us into his office to have the conversation no parent ever wants to have. He said he didn't think Gio would live through the night. He told us that although Gio was in a coma, to give him a kiss and say our goodbyes. Wow, how? This can't be. God, why us? We're good people. Why? What did we do to deserve this? It isn't fair. We couldn't do it. We couldn't say goodbye. After all, this was just a doctor's opinion. God has the final say. Then at about 4:30 the next morning, my phone rang, and when I looked at it, it was the hospital. As you can imagine, our hearts dropped. I felt my blood pressure dropped. I thought it was it. The hospital was calling to tell me that our baby had passed away. It was the PICU doctor, and he said Gio is still with us, and although he's not doing well, he was able to contact Miami Children's Hospital, and they had more advanced procedures and some experimental procedures that might help. We rushed in and signed the documents, and the helicopter landed. They prepped all the machines and started taking him out to the helicopter.
Normally, one parent can fly with a baby. But since he had so many machines keeping him barely alive, the helicopter staff said it would be better if we didn't fly with them, so they could have space to work in case of an emergency. So we agreed, and off he went. We ran to the car and started heading to the hospital, which was about an hour and a half drive. When we got there, they told us they were able to stabilize him just a little. He was still in a coma, but his numbers had improved. For the next few months, it was a roller coaster. We had promising days that things were starting to look better, then out of nowhere, he would crash again. All the doctors and nurses would rush around him and begin working on getting him stable. This went on for months, and all we could do is pray. This is what really feeling helpless feels like. But somehow Gio always came out of it. Wow, that's tough. But we were grateful. We had hope again. Although we had our tough moments, we started having better moments more often. The day came when he was not in a coma and was better stabilized, but we were not out of the woods yet. He would still have his moments. Finally, right before his first birthday, the doctor said we would start training and getting ready to take him home. But we would have to learn how to change a tracheostomy tube, administer CPR, give him all his medications, and change his feeding tube. It was a lot, but we had to learn in order to take him home. The day was here. We were excited but nervous. If anything happened, we would have to handle it. We wouldn't have the doctors there to help us. Nonetheless, we were so happy. Nervous, but happy to have our baby back home.
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gio. Happy birthday to you.
Thankfully, the next year was full of blessings. After a few months, Gio was ventilator free. He was breathing completely on his own. A few months after that, he had his tracheostomy removed, along with his metaport. Within a couple days, Gio was walking. A few months later, and after a lot of therapy, Gio had his feeding tube removed. Remember, because of his breathing condition, he could not eat or drink by mouth, but now he was starting to eat. His tracheostomy site did not close on its own, so we needed to schedule another surgery to have his stoma sealed. Gio had many medical complications since birth, actually even before birth. But he has taught us something about staying positive and keeping a smile on your face, no matter the situation.
Thank everybody for the prayers, kisses. Mwah.
While Gio was laying in a hospital bed, he watched a lot of YouTube. And as he got a little bigger, he told us that he wanted his own YouTube channel. A lot of the people that have seen GioVentures may not know why we love to travel and have fun, celebrating every moment we can. After understanding his story, you know, at times it seems we might have never had the opportunity to enjoy our baby. So now we make the best of every moment with a real understanding of how delicate life can be. Gio is truly our hero. At only 6, he has taught us to appreciate life in a way we had not thought about before. So grab your kids, give them a big hug, tell them you love them, and enjoy every moment you can. Because the reality is, many parents lost that opportunity. We saw many kids pass away while Gio was in the intensive care unit. And no matter how difficult a situation you may be going through right now, there is someone that would do anything to switch places with you.
Guys, don't worry about the small stuff. Instead, let's celebrate life. Thanks for watching, and God bless.